And with that, I would like to start the session by turning it over to Zach.
Hello and good evening, everybody. My name is Zach Kaya. I'm an outreach manager here at PSE. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here today. So this evening we're going to highlight our agenda. We'll start things off with a quick safety moment, and then get into some good news to know, as well as welcoming our panelists. And then we'll talk about prizes and limited time offers at PSE. And then we'll get into a quick polling question that we'd like everybody to participate in. And then we'll get into the bulk of the program and talk about some of these programs here, like HELP, Bill Discount Rate, our Home Weatherization Assistance Program, Efficiency Boost, MyUsage, and PSE Flex. And then to cap that off, we'll end things with a Q&A. We'll be answering questions live from the Q&A function in Zoom. And we'll end things with our program resources and ask everybody to participate in the post-event customer survey. So with that, at PSE, we like to start every meeting and webinar with a quick safety moment. And today's is on spring driving safety tips. So it's important to check your lights as you're driving in the morning or in the evening to make sure all your lights in your vehicle are working properly. It's also important to replace your windshield wipers after winter storm. You may have damaged or used wipers that could use replacing. It's also important to check your tire pressure, as the colder weather actually deflates your tires faster and can cause flat tires. Make sure that the PSI is the correct to the manufacturer or tire spec. It's also important to slow down and drive carefully, as that rainwater mixed with oil on the streets can cause slipperier road conditions. It's also important to watch out for animals, especially here in the Northwest. Um, as folks get out earlier in the morning with the sun shining and staying up later in the evening, that animal activity level rises in the spring. So make sure that you watch out for pedestrians and animals. And then lastly, just to check your allergy medications. Some allergy medications can cause drowsiness, so we definitely don't want you driving behind the wheel and being drowsy. All right, and with that, we'll kick things off with a quick polling question. So we're asking what language you prefer to listen during today's event. We have interpreters here in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese, as well as Chinese. So if you could select from the following, and we'd love to hear from you. All right. And it does look like the majority here this evening are listening in in English, as well as Spanish and Chinese. So that's great. All right. Some good news to know: while customers are navigating through PSE.com, we now offer it in multiple languages, such as English, Chinese, Hindi, Korean, Russian, Spanish, and Vietnamese. So the next time you're on PSE.com, feel free to click on the upper right corner to navigate to your preferred language. And with that, we'll kick it off with introductions to our panelists. And we'll start with Suzanne.
Hello, everyone. This is Suzanne Sassville. I'm the supervisor of PSE's Energy Assistance Programs.
Hello, my name is Sandy Sigg. I am the manager of PSE's Home Weatherization Assistance Program.
Hi, everyone. Chris Stapleton. I am a program manager in customer energy management, and I'll be talking to you a bit later about some of the tools that are available to you through our online account.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amit Singh, and I am the program manager for Efficiency Boost, which are our higher rebates for moderate income customers.
Hi, this is Mitch Dro. I'm the PSE Flex Program Manager and happy to answer any Flex questions today.
My name is Zach Menchel. I'm an energy advisor here at PSE, and I am going to be helping answer questions in chat.
And I am the other Zach. I'm an outreach manager here at Puget Sound Energy. I'm the MC and will also be helping answer the questions. All right, so we are offering some prizes. The winners will be contacted May 8th, and this time around, we're offering 6 prizes in the form of a Fred Meyer gift card. So it's a $200 gift card to Fred Meyer. So look out for those on May 8th for the lucky winners. Also, we are offering a limited time offer on our PSC marketplace. So right now, customers who are residential electric or gas customers can take advantage of this offer and get a Google Nest smart thermostat for up to $190 off now through May 20th. So go to psc.com/marketplace to take advantage of that offer and get a smart thermostat. We are going to ask one more question before we kick things off. And today's question is simply, what brings you here today? Would you like to understand how PSE can help lower your bill with payment assistance programs? Would you like to figure out how PSE can help lower your energy bill by making your home more energy efficient? Would you like to learn how PSE can help better understand your energy usage? Or would you like to determine which Flex program could be right for you, or possibly all of the above? Okay, we'll give it a minute here. Wow, looks like we have a slight hand up on the how PSE can help lower their bill and make it more energy efficient, followed by all of the above. So that is awesome to hear. Thank you for those participants for clicking on the poll. And with that, we will kick it off with Suzanne, who is going to be talking about bill payment and assistance programs. Suzanne?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Suzanne Sassville, the supervisor of our energy assistance programs or bill payment assistance programs here at Puget Sound Energy. I'm here to tell you about the programs that PSE offers. And this first one is a program that we've had in existence for 20 plus years. It's the Home Energy Lifeline program, also called HELP. And this is a program where anyone who is eligible for the state LIHEAP program is also eligible for the PSE HELP program. And even folks who are not eligible for the state LIHEAP program, they are eligible for ours in many cases. And the income guidelines for our program are customers whose gross household income is at or below 80% of the county median income or 200% of the federal poverty guideline, whichever is greater. And you don't need to worry about those income guidelines. There are many of them because we serve 10 counties, and so our website has those guidelines programmed behind the scenes. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. When you apply for this program, you can apply either by coming to psc.com and filling out the application there, or you may contact Puget Sound Energy's customer service and ask for a mailed out application, or somebody may be able to do it over the phone if even that option wouldn't work for you. So when you apply, the outcome is typically to create an application that gives you a grant of anywhere from $250 up to $1,000, depending on the household usage, the number of people in the household, and what the income is. So the program does have a box, which I'll show you in a moment, where you input that information, and then it will tell you whether you're eligible or not. Currently today, there's no appointment needed for the PSE Help program. It used to be that was needed at our CAP agencies, but today you can apply, and then our community action partnership agencies utilize the same system in order to process your application for the program. So the program today is deemed eligible if you are self-attesting to the household income. And that simply creates the application when you submit it. You can also access, if you don't have the computer, a smartphone or a tablet to apply on. Again, you can request an application be mailed to you by contacting Puget Sound Energy's customer care. Let me get the trying to turn the page here. Here we go. All right, the next slide here is talking about our bill discount rate. When you apply for PSE Help, you're also applying for the bill discount rate. So the two programs work in tandem to lower your household's energy burden. And so the bill discount rate then is offered to customers who have that same income. As I mentioned, it's at or below 80% of the county median income or 200% of the federal poverty guideline, whichever is greater. And the discount rate can be anywhere ranging from 5% up to 45% off your bill when a customer is enrolled. Now, we say that people are to enroll once a year. It will go for a 13-month period of time. And at the 12-month mark, you will either get an email or see it on your bill that it's time to renew or apply again for the next year. The PSE Help program that I mentioned earlier is also once a year. That is on a program year. However, that program is October 1st through September 30th each year. And then the bill discount rate is every 13 months. And at the 12-month mark, you want to begin to apply. Again, this is a program where customers are able to self-attest to your household monthly income without the need to provide any documentation up front or necessarily to provide any social security number. Now, we do audit, or I should say have an eligibility verification process of 5% of all of our applications that are coming in. So you could be chosen to then supply the supporting documentation for the income that you self-attested to. So that would come after, in the next month after you apply, if your name is chosen for that. So we always say, have documentation prepared just in case you are chosen to provide that. So by completing that bill discount rate application, the PSE Help application is automatically generated, and our community action partnership agencies finish that application, and the money is put on your energy bill. And customers can see if you're instantly eligible for the program by visiting pse.com/discount. And so I'm going to go to that page and show you what that looks like here. This is the page, and as you can see, it has you enter the number of people in your household, and that's everybody, children, babies, everybody who is in the household. And then you select your county and then the gross monthly household income of all income sources. And then you hit submit, and it will tell you if you're eligible. Now, if it's showing that you're over income, it is okay to proceed, because once you get into the application at the very end when you submit, it does take out for deductions such as taxes and certain mostly taxes that we have, but different percents. So we've got the percents behind the scenes programmed. And so try it anyway, even if it says you're over income. Here's a discount rate table for you to look at. You can just see that there are 6 tiers, 5% discount, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 45. And of course, the 45% off is for those households who have the very lowest income in relation to what the household number is. And we have it, again, all programmed behind the scenes. The last program that I want to talk about, that's one of our major programs, was just launched on October 1st. This is called the Past Due Bill Forgiveness Program. A customer eligible for this must also be eligible for the PSE help and the bill discount rate. So your income is what, again, makes you eligible for those 2 programs. And then if you are someone who has a past due amount that is greater than 30 days old, and it is at least 300 up to a maximum of 2,500, you have the ability to have 1/12 of that forgiven for the next 12 months if you are able to commit to paying your bill on time by the due date when it comes out. So PSE credits that 1/12 every time that your current bill is paid on time by the due date. I will say it allows for 2 occasions if you were late, say by a day or 2. It does allow, if you do catch up, it does allow 2 times, but if it happens on a 3rd time, then that plan is discontinued and we would want to make payment arrangements with you on that amount if that arrangement falls through. But it is a great incentive for customers that, for whatever reason, have begun to accumulate a large balance and not being able to pay it. The enrollment for this program is once every 2 years. Once you go on it, it's designed to, for 12 months, go, and then you'd be eligible again after another year passes. The other programs I'll briefly talk about. There is a federal program called the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program that is administered by the 11 Community Action Partnership agencies within PSE's 10-county service territory. Appointments for that are necessary because documentation is required to support the income that a customer declares for being eligible for the LIHEAP program. So you want to contact your local agency for that. And we do have those agencies coming up to show you and on our website. This program is designed to really cover the heating and cooling costs of a household so that you can maintain affordable, dependable utility service and avoid disconnection of service. Customers' net household income for this one is at or below 150% of the federal poverty guideline. So that's a little less than the PSE Help program. And the grants for that go from $250 up to $1,250, and that's a one-time grant per program year, which is like the PSE Help program and runs from October 1st through September 30th every year. The last program here is talking about our Warm Home Fund. You may see this on your bill stub. It's a program whereby customers and employees, anybody, can donate to this fund. PSE turns it over to the Salvation Army to administer in our 10 counties. Eligibility here is like our PSE help and bill discount rate. So the greater of 80% AMI or county median income. And this program is qualifying customers who are either disconnected or have been issued a disconnection notice. If you haven't, the other programs are more appropriate, and this one is in addition to someone who's received the other and is still in a situation where you're going to be disconnected. So we're very happy to have this program and to the people who help donate. This list here is the Community Action Partnership agencies I was referring to before. We have them in every county. You'll see 3 in King County, Multi-Service Center, which is South King County, HopeLink, which is North King County, and Bird Bar Place, which is strictly the city of Seattle. Kitsap Community Resources in Kitsap County, Hope Source in Kittitas County, and in Lewis and Thurston counties, we have the Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, Thurston. In Pierce County, outside the city limits, is Pierce County Department of Human Services. And inside the city limits of Tacoma is the Metropolitan Development Council, otherwise known as MDC. In Skagit County, it's the Community Action of Skagit County. In Snohomish County, it's Snohomish Human Services Department at the county. In Whatcom County, it's Opportunity Council, as well as in Island County. A few final questions that come up sometimes. If you're a customer and you are asking PSE, I need support when trying to contact an agency. If you're having difficulty contacting them for the LIHEAP program, for example, feel free to contact Puget Sound Energy, and we can possibly send a message over to that agency and either have them give you a call back or find out when the best day it is to apply for their LIHEAP program. Sometimes that application line can get a bit lengthy in the wintertime. How do I know if I'm eligible for the bill discount rate and PSE help? PSE has, again, the income guidelines programmed behind the scene. So we prefer customers to go to the PSE.com website to enter in the information and then receive information if they're eligible. If not, you certainly can contact bill discount at PSE.com. And that email address is one where we have staff who can answer that question for you if you'd like to tell us what your income is. But again, the system can do that automatically for you. What must be done to begin on the past due bill forgiveness? Again, when you apply for bill discount rate, 3 applications come into existence if you sign the terms and conditions for the past due bill forgiveness. Once you do, if you have $300 that is past due or more, and your PSE Help app and BDR app are approved, then the program begins for you, whereby when you pay on time, 1/12 is forgiven every month up to 12 months. What steps can I take to expedite my request for bill assistance? Again, I would say going to the Puget Sound Energy website, you can do it online. And for people who are not adept at computers, certainly by calling our toll-free number for customer service is another good option in order to get one mailed out to you. And that number is, I'll give that to you. It's 888-225-5773. And you'll see it here in the chat. And those are the end of my questions. At this point, I've got 2 email addresses here for you. If you have any questions about the bill assistance programs, we do have customer care at pse.com where you could email and or go to our website at pse.com/assistance, and there's information there for you. Next on our agenda is Sandy Sieg to begin talking about our home weatherization assistance.
Well, thank you, Suzanne. Hi, my name is Sandy Sieg, and I do manage the Home Weatherization Assistance Program. And thanks so much for joining us today to learn more about this program and all the others. So to kick this presentation off, I want to address this question because the word weatherization it's a big word. It's kind of ambiguous. So, so let's just look at what's on the slide. It says fixing problems in your home to reduce energy waste, improve health and safety, and increase comfort at no cost to income eligible customers. Now I'm going to get to that at no cost part, but let's dig a little bit deeper into what weatherization is. And I always say, think of your house as you would your own body. So let's say you go outside and it's really cold and you forgot your coat. You're going to do something to warm up. You're going to do some jumping jacks or punch the air, run around a little bit, but you're going to try to increase your internal body temperature to warm up. Now, think of your house the same way. Let's say it's really cold and your house wants to warm up. So the heating system's going to come on, right? So that's how it's going to warm up. The heating system is going to turn on to increase the internal temperature of the home. So weatherization is like giving your house a coat. That's why we have a picture of a house with a little scarf wrapped around it. It's the same concept. So now we've talked about what it is. It's like giving your house a coat. But what does the coat look? Well, actually, sorry, I forgot about the poll. I want to learn a little bit more about you before I go on. How do you know if your home needs weatherization? What is your home's biggest issue? So is it too cold in the winter, too hot in the summer? Is there just not enough fresh air? Or are your energy bills too high? So take a moment, think about it. You can choose one or all of them. And we'll check in just a few seconds. Okay, let's see what kind of results we have so far. Okay, so many of you are saying your house is too cold in the winter, 65%. Some of you are saying your house is too hot in the summer, and that's still a high number at 43%. Some of you are saying not enough fresh air. And some of you are saying energy bills are just too high. That's actually 71%. That's the highest number. Energy bills are just too high. So let's see how weatherization can address all of those issues that you might experience in your home. And to do that, let's talk about what weatherization can look like. So we talked about that definition. We talked about putting a coat on your house, but what does it really look like? And here are some pictures. Now, in that upper left-hand corner, there's something in a doorway and it looks like a fan. We call that a blower door test. And a blower door test tests for air leakage in your home. And it can tell weatherization workers how drafty your home is. And that's a sign that your home needs weatherization. Now, the home in the upper right-hand corner is a thermal imaging device. And that also helps workers see where there's some opportunities to, let's say, insulate the home. The imaging device has different colors, and those colors can indicate where the opportunities lie. Now, the bottom picture is a worker laying a fiberglass bat. That's what they're called, those big rolls. They're called fiberglass bats. They're rolling a bat in an attic to insulate the attic. Now, weatherization can take a whole host of other forms. So those are just 3 examples. So now you might be asking, okay, I see the 3 examples, but what upgrades could I receive? Now, a typical project includes, and we have them in 3 categories: a usually category, a sometimes category, and a rarely never category. So let's see what usually is included in a project. So look at that column to the far left. Usually a project involves insulation, increasing insulation in the attic, floor, wall, sealing up those air leaks that are found through those blower door tests, Improved ventilation. Now, some of you said you're not getting enough fresh air in your home. Well, improved ventilation can help with that. Sealing heating ducts. Same idea as sealing air leaks, except in the heating ducts. Now, we can also insulate and
Hi, everyone. Thanks for your patience. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. We're going to have Zach take over, and we'll give Sandy a moment to try to reconnect with audio. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, so what upgrades could you receive from weatherization? So typically the project includes things like, Sandy, I don't know if you're back, you're on mute, but
I'm back.
there we go.
Sorry, everybody. I'm not sure what happened. So, Zach, I see you picked up the presentation. Where did you leave off?
I just got to where they could typically see what upgrades could be covered. So you can resume here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I lost the presentation when I said that a project sometimes includes larger home repairs relating to weatherization and fuel switching from oil heat to electric. Now, a project rarely and never includes these things: window replacements, solar panels, major repairs, or repairs not related to weatherization. I am going to need someone to advance the slide for me. Oh, thank you. Structured served. Now, there's two housing types that are served. We call it single family or multifamily. Now, single family can either be a site-built home or a manufactured home. So for the purposes of this presentation, I'm going to call both types of home single family homes. Now, if you're an owner, you can apply for home weatherization assistance. Now, renters, listen to this. You can apply with landlord approval. So keep that in mind. If you're in a single family home that you rent, you can apply. And so your income is the income that qualifies the structure. It's not the landlord's income. It's the applicant's income, which is the renter. Income is qualified per home. Now, multifamily is different because multifamily, it's a big building with a lot of units, like apartments, condos, townhomes. They're mostly renter occupied, except, in the event it's a condo building. Now, income is qualified per property. So renters, if you're in a multifamily building, you will not apply for home weatherization assistance. It's your property owner or manager that would apply. It wouldn't be you. So that's the difference. So renters in single family homes apply. Renters in multifamily homes don't. But if you're still interested in your building qualifying for weatherization assistance, what you can do is let your property owner or manager know about this program. And sometimes, if you live in a housing authority, a housing authority building, for example, they may know about the program already, but it's always great to check. Next slide. So you might be asking yourself, okay, how in the world can this program be offered to me at no cost? How does that work? Well, PSE is a partner in the state's Weatherization Plus Health program. So we're part of a larger state program. We are one funding source. Now, if you look at the slide, you also see the Washington State Department of Commerce and the U.S. Department of Energy and Health and Human Services. So PSE utility funds are, we call it braided. Think of it as mixed with state funds, with federal funds. And all those funds are distributed to local agencies in your community. And they are the ones that implement this program. They are the ones that come to your home and install the measures. It's the local agencies. And I'm going to tell you more about their contact information in a moment. Next slide. So now you know a little bit about the weatherization program. You know what kind of measures you might have access to. So now let's ask the question, do I qualify? Well, general guidelines are listed at pse.com/home. That's pse.com/home. And it's best to check with your local agency at pse.com/agency. Okay, that's where you get the agency contact numbers. And if you go to that site, that page rather, pse.com/agency, you're also going to see the bill payment assistance phone numbers along with the weatherization phone numbers. So if you're interested in the weatherization contact numbers, look for that word weatherization and the numbers associated with it. Now I'm going to jump down to the yellow bolded words that say, please note, the income guidelines are a general guide and do not confirm eligibility. Eligibility for this program is decided by your local agency, and each agency has varying income requirements. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this chart on pse.com. But before I do that, I do want to emphasize that if you look at the chart and you think you might be eligible, contact your local agency because they will confirm whether or not you are, because those guidelines alone don't qualify you. And you know, there's some complexities behind those numbers because we are braiding the utility and the state and the federal funds. It really is best to contact the agency because they can tell you. So now I'm going to move on and show you a little bit more about, oh, next slide, please. Show you a little bit more about the guidelines. Now you're going to see a chart on pse.com/home. What you're going to do is you're going to find the row that for your county and number of people in your household. And you're going to see color coding. You're going to see a row of sort of orangey yellow numbers and a row of blue numbers. Now, if your income is below that orangey yellow row, it means that you are less likely to qualify. So please contact your local agency to confirm eligibility. Contact them anyway, okay? If your income is below that orangey yellow line, find out for sure. Now, if your income is below that blue line, you're more likely to qualify. But again, contact your local agency to confirm, just to make sure. So now I'm going to move on. Oh, next slide, please. This a high demand program is worth the wait. All right, so this is what I mean. If you contact your local agency and let's say you apply, let's say you find out that you're income eligible. Depending on where you live, you may be placed on a wait list. This is due to high demand and contractor workforce shortages. Now, if that happens, please be patient with the agencies and keep in mind this program is designed to be a long-term solution to lower energy bills. And while you wait, look into the programs that are short-term solutions for you that are more or less immediate relief. And that's the bill payment assistance programs that Suzanne talked about. So it's an additional faster way to save money. Now, wait lists. Because the average project benefits are so valuable, participants also often receive home upgrades worth thousands of dollars. That's why we say it's worth the wait, worth thousands of dollars. Some upfront paperwork is required, and proof of income is required. So there is an application process. You will have to do some paperwork and provide agencies with income documentation for this particular program. Now, I'm getting towards the end, and I want to share a recent customer's experience with you. And this customer said, my house had so many problems. There were times that I wondered what I was going to do. Thanks to you and this wonderful program, I once again am enjoying my house. My energy usage was down so much. It made such a difference. There is no more mold smell. My bathrooms work, etc. I have been singing your praises and will forever be grateful. I just don't know what I would have done without your expertise and the funding of this program. So, in closing, I want to remind you, if there's one thing you take away from this program, is to reach out to your weatherization agency. They are located, you can find their contact information at pse.com/home. This is another way that you can find the numbers compared to the other way. I told you could also go to pse.com/agency. You can do that too, but you can also go to pse.com/home and click on local agency contacts, and you can find the weatherization numbers there as well. So with that, I want to thank you for listening, and sorry about the technical difficulties. I am now going to pass you on to Amit Singh. He is the manager of the Efficiency Boost program.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, my name is Amit Singh, and I manage our Efficiency Boost rebates. So Efficiency Boost rebates, it's basically a rebate program. It's our rebates for moderate income customers. So these are customers whose incomes are too high for the program that Sandy was just talking about, weatherization assistance. Again, since this is a rebate program, our rebate would cover some of the costs, but then there would be some out-of-pocket costs from you as well. The higher rebates that we provide, we hope that those allow you to make the choice and purchase the efficient equipment. And our website is the best place to look for to determine if your income qualifies, and that's pse.com/boost. So we have higher rebates across a number of different categories. For insulation and air and duct sealing, which are in that red box, about 1.5 years ago, we increased those rebates for all customers, regardless of income. So for those rebates, there's no need to income qualify. For windows, water heat, space heat, thermostats, and appliances, we do have higher rebates for those. So I'm going to move on to this next slide. I know these numbers are a bit small here, but maybe once this gets emailed out, you can take a closer look at them. You can also view these rebates at pse.com/boost, the Efficiency Boost website. But just for some examples, for Windows rebates, our Efficiency Boost incentive is $200 per window, and our standard incentive for non-income qualified customers is $50 or $100 per window. So twice as much as the standard rebate. For heat pump water heaters, $850 or $750. For gas tankless water heaters, $660 instead of $400. Our heat pump rebates are $2,400 compared to $1,500. And furnaces is $750 compared to $250. And then our thermostat and washer and dryer rebates are also significantly higher than our standard rebates. I did want to highlight a nice offer we have on thermostats on our marketplace. So that's pse.com/marketplace. So if you log on to this website, you'd have to sign in with your pse.com login info. But you can enter in your household size, your county, and your income here. And if your income qualifies, you can get thermostats for as low as $1. And that would even be with free shipping. So a really nice deal there that I wanted to highlight. For the other categories like windows and heat pumps and furnaces and water heaters, the way you would get started is to go to our website, pse.com/boost, confirm that your income is eligible. You can contact one of our energy advisors at 1-800-562-1482. They can give you a referral to one of our vetted PSE contractors, and then complete the work, and the PSE contractor will apply the rebate directly on your invoice. So there'd be no paperwork for you to do. You would get that rebate amount deducted on your invoice, which is really nice. If the work has already been complete, or you're using your own contractor that's not a PSE contractor, or you're handy and you're doing the work on your own, DIY work, you would need to apply for the rebate on your own. You can apply for that rebate online at pse.com/rebates. When you log into that, again, there will be a question about your household size, your county, and your income. And that will determine whether or not you're eligible for the higher efficiency boost rebates. You can also apply using one of the rebate forms. We have the rebate forms available on all the relevant program pages. So for instance, on the heat pump page, or the water heat or windows pages, there's a form that you can access, and you can either download it or fill it out online, and then you can mail that to us or email that to us. A few tips here about what to expect when you work with contractors. So again, I wanted to highlight that I wanted to put a plug in for our network contractors. So if you use our network contractors, they can apply that rebate for you directly on your invoice. And there's no paperwork for you to do. If you do the upgrade with a non-PSE contractor, again, you'll need to apply yourself, either online on our rebate portal, or fill out one of the rebate forms and either mail or email that to us. We do always recommend multiple quotes whenever you're considering any upgrade project. The magic number there is kind of 3. That should give you enough of an idea of what the range of that cost should be. And you can also learn about the project from contractors. A couple of frequently asked questions about efficiency boost. Can renters participate? Yes, they can. You would need to get the landlord's permission, the property owner's permission. And it kind of also depends on who is the bill payer. So we want the bill payer to be the person who is income eligible, since the benefit in the form of lower energy bills does go to the bill payer. So if you pay the bill and you're a tenant, and you get permission from the property owner, then you could qualify for those rebates. Qualifying again, pse.com/boost to verify your income eligibility. If the work is not complete, just contact an energy advisor to get a referral to one of our contractors, and they can help you get a quote for your project. If the work is already complete or DIY, you'll need to apply on your own on the rebate portal or using one of our forms. I wanted to end here with just a quote that one of our efficiency boost customers gave. So they said, "The service provided was excellent, and the insulation that went into my attic has made my house so much cooler this summer. What a difference, and thank you for making my life better." And then finally here, just wanted to see If you were to do an energy efficiency upgrade, how would you do it? Would you hire a PSE contractor? Would you hire your own contractor that's a non-PSE contractor? Or would you do the work on your own? So if we can see the results. Yeah, so this is kind of in line with what I've seen in past presentations. The majority of people would use one of our PSE contractors. And I just kind of wanted to end here with putting a plug in for them. They are vetted and they are held to certain performance standards. And again, they can make that rebate process for you a lot easier. Thank you everyone for your time. I'm going to pass it off to Chris Stapleton to discuss some of our digital tools.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Amit. And thanks, everybody, for spending some time with us this evening to learn about some of the programs and tools that are available to you through PSE. So I'm Chris Stapleton. I am a program manager in our customer energy management department. And today I'm going to talk primarily about some of the self-service tools that are available through your online accounts at pse.com. These are tools that can help you learn about and better understand your home's energy usage, identify energy savings opportunities, and of course, save you money on your energy bills. So let's go ahead and take a look at these tools in a bit more detail. We have a process that I like to recommend for customers to follow. It's a three-step process. And the first step in that process is to take the online home energy survey. So you log into your online account, and then there's a survey that you can complete. It generally takes about 5 to 7 minutes to complete. And then upon completion, you'll have an energy usage profile for your home created, where it'll show you estimates of how much of your energy is being used by categories like heating and water heating, your appliances, and if you happen to be an electric vehicle owner, someone that charges your electric vehicle at home, then it would also reference that usage in that profile estimate. The completion of the survey does also help to personalize the energy savings tips that you can view within your online account. So what we like to suggest is after you've had an opportunity to review that profile that gets created by the survey, the next step is to go ahead and visit our Ways to Save page, which is where you can see and review energy savings tips. Now, when you visit the Ways to Save page, you do find these suggested energy savings actions, and these are tailored by your specific needs because they are based on your survey responses. So it is personalized based off of what we know about your home. You can filter these tips or suggestions by things like cost of implementation, what season they apply to, what equipment type they apply to. So things like heat pumps or water heaters. You can also select multiple filters at the same time. If you want to get a more focused view of an energy savings tip that you want to sort of focus in on. Once you've had an opportunity to review and implement some of the energy savings actions from the Savings Tips Library, we do suggest that you get in the habit of regularly monitoring your energy usage through the MyUsage graphs that are also available within your online account. And this can be a very powerful tool in understanding how and when your home is using energy. I, just like most of you, or probably all of you, am a PSE customer, and I visit this page regularly because it helps me understand when and how I'm using energy. So you can view your usage at multiple different levels. There's a year view, a bill view, and a day view. I think the day view is really the one that gives you the most granularity, the most detail about energy usage in your home, because you can actually view your energy on an hourly basis. You know, that of course can be a very powerful tool in helping you identify when you're using energy during the day, and then you can start to understand what equipment is running during those times. So if you wanted to adjust the way that you're using that equipment, you'll know when you made that adjustment, and then you can see the before and after impact of any changes that you make. And it becomes effectively a repeatable process at that point. You've taken the survey, so that's already done. You've reviewed the savings tips. You've implemented some of the suggested actions that maybe you hadn't taken prior to completing the survey. And then you'll know when you implemented those changes. And so then you can see what your usage looks like after you implement those changes. And then it's a repeatable process, because you can go through and you can make further adjustments to how energy is being used in your home. And then you can track the impact of those changes through these usage graphs. So, like I said, it's a three-step process. By taking the survey, reviewing the tips, and then monitoring your usage, you'd be well on your way to gaining a better understanding of how and when your home is using energy, to reduce your energy usage. And ultimately, I think what we're all looking for is opportunities to reduce the energy usage in your home, to reduce your bill. That's really the bottom line. So I think that is sort of the process we have in hand. The next thing I wanted to do is I had a poll question for you all. So my question is simply this. It's about awareness, about what's available, tools that are available to you. So before this presentation, were you aware that you could view your hourly energy usage through your online account, through your MyPSE account? So if you could please take a moment now to provide a response, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, this isn't surprising, really. In past events, we have seen the majority of customers were unaware of this. And like I said, it can be a very powerful tool for understanding when and how you're using energy in your home. So by all means, take the opportunity. This is something that you can do as soon as you're done with spending time with us in this presentation. Is create an online account or log in, and you can go right to the MyUsage page, and then you can start to learn better how and when you're using energy. All right, and we'll go on. There's one other tool that I think is very helpful for everyone to be proactive about their energy usage, and that's what's called our MyPSE Bill Alert. This is also available through your online account. You log into your online account, you go to your preferences section as referenced here. And what this is it's an alert that when your bill is projected to exceed a dollar amount that you set, then you will get a notification about that. So you can set a dollar amount that's within your budget, your monthly budget. You can set whether you want to get an email notification or a text message notification, or both. As you can see here on the slide, you can set it so that you don't get these communications between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. But this can be a very helpful tool, because you'll know part of the way through your billing period how much energy you're using, or if you're potentially going to exceed the amount that you're able to sort of manage from a budgetary perspective. And then you can take action. You can go to those usage graphs that we just looked at. You can see when you're using energy. You can make adjustments, and then it becomes this proactive communication, so that you can ensure that you reduce your energy usage before you realize all this increased usage and increased cost at the end of the billing period when you get the actual bill. So it can be very helpful from that perspective. Next, we're going to take a look at another very similar poll question to the last one we looked at. And again, please provide a response. Before today, did you know or were you aware that you could set up alerts like this through your PSE account to notify you when your bill is projected to exceed, a dollar amount that you can choose? We'll just give it a second here to let folks respond. Okay, if we could see. Okay. Again, yeah, this tracks with the most recent other event that we conducted last week. Most folks that participated were unaware. So it's fantastic that you're spending time with us today so that you become aware of, the tools and these alerts that you can set up to better measure and monitor your energy usage. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this next slide. So the next slide is just some general information for you, contact information. If you have any questions or run into any problems with the usage tools that we discussed, the online tools, please by all means go ahead and email energyreports@pse.com. That does go directly to the program team. If you do want to visit the MyUsage graphs, go ahead and visit pse.com/MyUsage, and that'll bring you, if you're not already logged into your online account, it'll bring you to the login page, and then once you enter your username and password, it'll then progress you forward to where the actual usage graphs are. And the same goes for the pse.com/energy assessment for the online assessment, home energy assessment that creates that usage profile for you to help you understand how your home is using energy better. And I just like to end with, if you find this information, these tools, these programs that we're presenting you tonight valuable, please don't hesitate to share this information with other friends, family, members of the community who are Puget Sound Energy customers as well, that could also benefit from these programs and these tools. So again, thanks so much for your time. I won't take any more of it. I'll get you over to Mitch. He's going to go over with you some information about our Flex demand response programs. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Hey, this is Mitch Drow, Program Manager for our Flex program. And today we're going to be covering a couple fun topics. First off, we're going to find out what is this whole Flex thing and what is demand response. Then we're going to go into what the Flex program is, and then learn about which one can be appropriate for us and how to enroll. So with that journey, please figure out your smart thermostat. Do you have one? Yes, no, maybe, but I'm planning on it. All right, looks like the polls are coming in here. All right, we should see the final one here. All right, so it looks like 30% said yes, 62% said no, and 8% said no, but I'm planning on buying one. Well, as we go through the presentation today, hopefully you can understand the power of the smart thermostat and understand what some of those brands look like. All right, so this whole Flex program. So what is PSE Flex and what are some of the benefits? Well, PSE Flex is PSE's program to help support a demand response program. What this does is it helps PSE meet a growing demand in our community for energy. With that, participants have a chance to earn money by participating in demand response events. The benefits of that participation, the energy usage has mitigated risks on our grid. So it's a chance to be able to provide some environmental, some operational support for PSE. Next, it's a community support. So by being able to participate in demand response, in this case, our Flex program, we're definitely reducing the usage on the grid stress. And that's great because we'll see some graphics here in a little bit, but as everybody comes home or wakes up in the morning, turns on the lights, that spikes the energy usage. So when that happens, we have to tap into different resources to help meet that demand. And demand response is a great way to be able to do that without flipping that switch to get more generation built up. And then fourth and finally, this Flex program helps build resiliency. So it helps us with our energy management, provides an interesting tool for us to use for operations and for our business practices. So this whole demand response, what is it? So we're gonna do a little demand response 101. Well, at its most basic principle, each day we see a certain pattern of usage. So you can see that orange curvy line going up. So you can see in this example at 6 p.m., everybody's coming home, we're cooking, we're turning the lights, TV's coming on. All of a sudden we'll see a pop on the grid and you can see the usage come up. So the whole idea of demand response is we are trying to be able to help us get below that available electric supply by asking folks to shift their use during that time frame. So during the demand response event, where we should have been will get dropped down, and we have a chance to reduce the energy usage on the grid. So this is kind of a cool tool when you think about it. It's like a virtual power plant that shows up and everyone's devices help reduce that usage. It's pretty awesome. So next up, this Flex event. What is a Flex event and how does it work? Well, there's 3 phases to a Flex event. First one is to notify. So you'll get a notification saying that there's an event coming up. And when the event happens, there will be a response. So in this example here, you'll see between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., there's a response. And this is when folks are shifting their use, turning down thermostats, turning off lights, deciding to do laundry another time, deciding to run the dishwasher another time. These are all things that happen during that response time. And then once the event's over, everything goes back to normal. We go back to restore. So when you think about what an actual Flex event is, there's a notify, respond, and restore. Now with this, with our Flex events, we'll do up to 15 events per season. We have 2 different seasons that we run. We just wrapped up winter and we just kicked off summer. So in celebration of summer, we're going to put on little summer sunglasses. We are definitely in summer mode now. And this is exciting because it's going to get hot here soon. So as it gets hot, we're going to be calling some Flex events to be able to help support that demand that we just identified. These events can occur between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. and they won't be more than 2 to 4 hours per event. With this, we try to avoid major holidays and weekends. And for most programs, there's a notification that is sent the day before. And then how you're notified can vary. There's phone calls, there's in-app messaging, and some of the programs, it'll feel like there's not much going on from the notification. So it'll be a pretty silent approach on that. All right, so at this point, we should have an understanding of what is this whole Flex program, what is this demand response? And we talked about the peaks and being able to help support those peaks. So now let's learn a little bit more about the Flex program and seeing which one is right for you. So with this, I know there's a lot of small letters here, so I'll try to do some good descriptions so you don't have to strain your eyes. With our Flex program, there's a couple different flavors. Flex Events is our unincentivized Flex program. This is where folks that are not enrolled in our incentivized Flex programs, they'll be participants in Flex events. With that, it's a behavioral program, so it's asking you to help change your habits during that time period of the Flex event. With that, if you find yourself in a Flex events program, you are able to upgrade and get yourself enrolled in one of our incentivized programs. So the one that's very similar to that first one is our Flex Rewards. This one is a behavioral program, so you'll get notified ahead of time saying, hey, there's a Flex event coming up between the hours of 5 and 7. We'd love for you to be able to help participate and earn. And with this one, there's $25 for enrolling. You get $1 per kilowatt hour saved during the Flex event. And each year you stay enrolled, you get $15 for staying enrolled. And this one's pretty cool. This one is behavioral, so there's nothing connecting any devices behind. So if you're a person that does not like having people touch devices in your house, this one might be a great program for you. It's just your participation is appreciated and rewarded. Next up is Flex Smart. Now here we're getting into our automated programs. So Flex Smart, Flex EV, and Flex Batteries can all, you can sign up for each one of those. If you're in Flex Rewards, because it's behavioral, that one stands by itself, but Flex Smart, Flex EV, and Flex Batteries are ones that you can stack and sign up for multiple programs. In Flex Smart, we're using smart thermostats to automatically adjust temperature settings. So what's going to happen is before events happen, there'll be a pre-cooling or preheating, depending on what season we're in. It'll be just a couple degrees to try to help make the house more comfortable during the Flex event. And then when the Flex event happens, there'll be a couple degrees shift, and that will happen for the duration of the event. With this, you can enroll in Flex EV or Flex Batteries. I'll show the list of manufacturers here on the next slide. But with this one, you can get up to $50 per device for enrolling, and at least $10 each year you stay enrolled. The cool part is if you have multiple thermostats that are smart thermostats in your home, you have a chance to stack those up. So if you have 2 thermostats, you're looking at a $100 incentive for enrolling. So it's nice to see that. With this too, the cool thing about these programs, nice thing about the word flex is we realize people have things going on. You might be just too hot that day. You might have company over. If a flex event's happening, there's no penalty for not participating. So if you feel like it's, you're excited to sign up, but you're not quite sure how it goes for you, it's okay. We would love for you to sign up, give it a try, and see what you can save during those events. Next up is Flex EV. This one's for electric vehicles and chargers. We'll have the list of manufacturer chargers that you can see right after this. And this one, you get $100 for enrolling. And for every kilowatt hours saved during the event, you can get 50 cents. So a great way to get that nice enrollment and to see that savings. With this one, your car should be parked in a driveway. You should be plugged in and you should be ready to charge. So great way to participate in that one. And next and last here is our Flex Batteries. This is a new program for us. With this, you can get $1,000 per battery for joining and $500 annually for participating. So this one's great. Good incentives, but as you know, batteries are not cheap to get in the house. So it's nice to see some reward on the back end for making that investment. Once again, with these programs, think about Flex Smart, Flex EV, and Flex Batteries. Those can all play well together. Flex Rewards will be by itself, but it's a way to get incentivized. And Flex Events is the way for you to try out Flex and be able to participate and help out the community there. Excuse me. So we talked about smart thermostats earlier. So what do we mean by this? Well, eligible smart thermostats for our Flex Smart program, Google Nest, Ecobee, Sensi, Honeywell, and Amazon Smart Thermostat. These are all ready to go and participate in our program. Our eligible line voltage connected thermostats are Misas and Sinopes. These are for baseboard heat. For EVs, eligible electric vehicles, we have a nice list of eligible vehicles there. And for chargers, we have Wallbox, ChargePoint, and EvoCharge. You'll see the word telematics used as well. That's a way to be able to help control your charging. And OptiWatt is one of the apps that we use for our telematics charging. So with this, now you understand the programs, you understand how it works. A great way to enroll is going to psc.com/flex. From there, you'll be able to find which program you want to sign up for. And once you get to that page, you'll want to have your PSE account number and how you sign into mypsc.com. Those will be very helpful from this point. From here, you'll go to FlexSaver, which is our sign up program, and then that will help you get enrolled. If you find yourself in Flex events, this little note at the bottom, no need for action. These customers are currently enrolled or not enrolled in programs, and you'll be notified. So if you were notified for the summer events, that should be the email that you've already received. So with that, thank you for listening. PSC.com/flex is your spot to go to, and really excited to see this program grow and to see the impact that we have on the grid. With that, we'll go to Q&A.
All right. Thanks, Mitch, and the rest of the panelists for the great information there. Looks like we've got some questions coming through the Q&A function here. And yeah, with that, let's see here. We've got a couple of different questions. Well, there was one here I saw about charging. And Mitch, I don't know if you want to take this one on, but it was a question about their EV that it doesn't need anything special. It just charges overnight from a wall out. I'm assuming they're stating it's a level 1 charger. So would a level 1 EV charger be eligible for the Flex EV program, or do they have to have a level 2 charger?
Let me get my confirmation on that. So let me do a quick little grab to make sure I'm telling the right answer. I'll be right back.
All right. We got a lot of thank yous and a lot of good information coming through as well. Let's see. All right, here it says this one might be for Chris on the usage tool. There was a customer asking about how can it show that you use what you used if there was a power outage for multiple days. Does it show anything like that?
If there's a power outage, your meter wouldn't be registering any usage during those particular periods. When you take the survey that we talked about first, that creates that home usage profile, that breaks it down into, depending upon how long you've had an account at a specific location. If you've had an account for more than a year, you can look at an annual breakdown or profile of energy usage, and then you can sort of toggle or switch between an annual view and then whatever the most recent bill view was.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
We've got another question here, and this one might be for Suzanne or Sandy. It's asking about a customer asked if they could be reminded of the billing cycles. Yep.
Yeah, that question I wasn't sure how to answer because we have billing cycles for all of our customers for different 30-day cycles, or some are 60. So I wasn't sure what that meant to effectively answer.
Understood. Yeah, no, that's yeah, totally understandable. Every customer probably has a different billing date. All right, let's see here. A couple other questions I did notice that were regarding the smart thermostats. So Amit or Mitch, maybe you want to jump in here on this one, but just curious, like if we have contractors that install smart thermostats, they're having troubles installing themselves, or one question in particular came through about a 3-wire. Is there a smart thermostat for a 2-wire? But I don't know if you want to touch on maybe just some of the different types of thermostats.
Yeah, I know that we do have contractors that install smart thermostats. I believe Zach answered that question and put a link for the way to request a contractor referral.
Great.
Yeah, and then thermostats, we have rebates for kind of 2 categories of thermostats. Smart thermostats, which are usually used for more of like a centrally ducted system. And then what we call line voltage thermostats, which are typically used for like a baseboard heater or a cadet heater. So those are the kind of 2 categories of thermostats we have. In terms of the 3-wire, not sure about that one.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Amit. Yeah, another question came through. This one it looks like for Sandy, if wondering about the income cap wondering if the income cap is going to be raised for the weatherization program.
We follow well, we have different income thresholds for the weatherization program. And we update the guidelines every year. So some of the thresholds are required by the federal funding sources. So for example, the 60%, the 200% FPL, excuse me, and the 60% state median income thresholds are required by the federal government, and the 80% area median income threshold is something that our state has set. So those thresholds are updated every year, and yes, they do tend to go up each year. All 3 of them do.
Great. Thank you, Sandy. I think we'll go back to Mitch. I think you got an answer about the plug-in EV for just their standard charger. Mitch, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so for the program, it's going to be a level 2 charger or greater for the charging devices. So that sounds like that level 1 charger will not qualify for the program.
Great.
Yeah, and then there was another question on there about any updates on how the Flex program has done for the the events.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to say we had our peak performance on February 12th. It was one of those really cold winter days, and we saw over 86 megawatts of usage. So that was really exciting to see that number, and that helped us hit our goal, one of our first of many goals. So we're excited to see more enrollments, more participation, and really get that number up and moving. But 86 megawatts is a really exciting number to see. So thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so looks like we've got some more questions coming through. We've got time for a couple more. And yeah, Andrew here, one of our customers, it looks like was automatically taken off the program, the Flex program, or they believe so, and was just curious if they're still enrolled or do they get taken off for opting out. I don't know, Mitch, if you want to answer that or.
Yeah, so if there's questions, there's PSE, or sorry, there's flex at pse.com. It's the email that we monitor to see if enrollment issues are there. But as I mentioned, with the programs, there's no penalty right now for not enrolling, but if you need to not participate for an event. So let's say an event happens and you opt out, that does not automatically unenroll you from the program. So just want to help clarify that.
Cool. All right, we got another question for Sandy here. It looks like customer would like to apply for the Weatherization Assistance Program, but it looks like they have a asbestos insulation in their very old home. They want to know if they'd be disqualified for that or how they can get that removed or replaced.
The best thing that you can do is reach out to the social services agency in your community, give them a call, tell them the situation, tell them that you would like to apply for the program. And they'll be able to give you some feedback regarding the asbestos insulation. You know, every home is different, every situation's different. So I hesitate to answer that question straight on in the presentation, knowing that. So the agencies can get into specifics with you. And I do encourage you to call them.
Thank you, Sandy. And with that, we'll wrap it up here with this last question that came through asking, well, more of a comment just from a customer saying it would be ideal to apply for all the programs at once and kind of then be notified what they're eligible for. Has anything like that been maybe thought about or discussed with the programs?
Oh, that does happen. When you put in an application and you've checked the boxes of our declaration statement, you know, the terms and conditions, and it produces a final page for you that says, here are the programs you are now signed up for. And then as the approvals happen, then an email goes out, or on your next bill, you'll see it there. So right now we are a little bit behind we've had such a resounding response to our programs that we are playing catch up. So if you've applied, you'll hear from us, but we're catching up.
Great information. Thank you. All right. And with that, I just want to again say, thank you for joining us, panelists. It was great to hear from you and get all that great information. So with that being said, a follow-up email and the winners will be contacted Thursday, May 8th. So be sure to check your email. Possibly it might have landed in your spam, but yeah, be sure to check that email, and there will be in-language recordings and resources links as well provided. So don't forget to take the post-event survey and make sure to check out pse.com/events to find us out in the community or when we're going to be having another webinar event. And with that, have a great evening, everybody.